Hello, friends. Um, I just wanted to make a talking head video real quick about the disaster, in my opinion, that is Stalker 2. Um, to put it bluntly, it's more overhyped slop. And I'm getting really sick and tired of this trend in gaming where you take horribly unoptimized game engines and horribly unoptimized games themselves and try to slap DLSS and super scaling resolution whatever on top of it to try and put a band-aid on it. Yeah, that shit needs to stop. Stalker 2 was a massive disappointment and letdown for me. And for all of the apologists out there defending the game and calling it a real Stalker game, you're delusional. Get a grip on reality. Both Stalker, Clear Sky, and Call of Pripyat were better Stalker games than Stalker 2. And then Chernobyl, of course, Shadow of Chernobyl is just, I mean, that is the OG, right? And I'm not even, I don't even really care about the bugs within the game itself, right? I'm not even talking about that. It's just the fact that I paid $60 for a product that is essentially not functional. Okay. It was so bad that I refunded the game live on stream, and I downloaded it. So the game today's Saturday, the game released on Wednesday. Bought the game, downloaded it, fired up my stream, ready to play it on day one, and it was just nothing but horrendous performance issues to the point where I just closed the game and refunded it live on stream. Thank God Steam has amazing customer support, and that they'll refund games that are just broken, or just refund games for you, and as long as you meet the criteria for refunding a game. The performance issues were so bad that I went and looked within 7 hours of the game's release. So the game released at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, my time. Within 7 hours of that window, there was already an entire page of performance-related mods on Nexus Mods, and I think there were even a few on ModDB as well, because the game needed it, because it ran that badly. Unreal Engine 5 is a mistake. Stalker 2 running on Unreal Engine 5 is a mistake. Any game that's running on Unreal Engine 5, in my opinion, is a mistake for the time being. If you're making a game right now and it's on Unreal Engine 5, you're doomed as far as I'm concerned. It is a horribly unoptimized piece of shit. And I'm just really tired of this trend that, well, why bother being creative or actually streamlining or optimize anything when we can just slap DLSS on it and call it a day? Or Intel's version XSE or FSR or whatever. And by the way, even when I turned on DLSS, my frame rate may have gone up. I was getting between 120 and like the low 130s. But this game, it's so unoptimized. Even with the high frame rates, it was still a miserable experience because it was still hitching and laggy. Not to mention the awful mouse input. Stalker 2 has mouse input issues, plain and simple. I hate the floaty mouse, and that's with or without frame generation turned on. It has this weird floaty mouse input. It's terrible. It's worse than Battlefield 2042's mouse input. I didn't even think that was possible. At least though Stalker 2 is a single player game. That's bad. Having bad mouse input in a multiplayer game is even worse. But even with the higher frame rate, the frame times were all over the place. The game was hitching. It was a mess. It ran like shit. So for everyone out there saying that it's still a good game and you just gotta get paid, you're on weapons grade copium, so cope harder, I guess. It's a Stalker game in name only, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm just, I mean, really, this is just kind of for me the straw that broke the camel's back. The reason I'm making this video is just simply because I'm sick of this trend in gaming. I'm sick of titles that I'm looking forward to. A lot of people are looking forward to that we pay good money for it to turn out to be just a broken mess. Oh, and by the way, not only does this game cost between 60 and if you buy the premium or whatever it's called on Steam, it's like 120. The game's also 150 gigabytes on your system. Developers, when it comes to game optimization in the year 2024, I don't know what game developers are on, but dude, you need to get off of it. And by the way, all this on the heels of the Half-Life 2 20th anniversary and the documentary that followed it. If you go and watch the Half-Life 2 documentary and even the Gold Source Half-Life anniversary documentary, if I'm a modern game dev, I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed, right? Because when you listen to how the Half-Life and by extension the Valve developers talk about how they had to find creative solutions to solve problems and make the make the performance really good on their game engine. Yeah, if I'm a modern game developer right now, I'm ashamed and embarrassed because when Half-Life 2 was being made, they didn't have half the hardware and the power that we have now. And they made a game engine that was well optimized and ran really well. And still, Source 2 holds up pretty well, even in modern times. So, yeah, there's just no excuse for me. It's embarrassing. I started getting back into single-player games because multiplayer gaming fell off a cliff. Any FPS, multiplayer FPS, is a combination of some hero shooter slop, battle royale slop, extraction looter shooter slop, lobbies, just lazy bullshit that's just uninteresting and boring to me. So, and it seems like single player games now are starting to suffer their own issues. Which is why myself and a lot of people are going back and just enjoying and playing older titles, be it multiplayer or single player. Retro or emulation communities are growing day by day. Modding communities to revive older PC games on modern hardware are growing day by day. And the reason for this is, in my opinion, is because there's a market for it because of the current state of the gaming industry as a whole. You have all these people who don't know what the fuck they're doing, clogging up the industry, and the product shows that. We're getting nothing but slop anymore. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. So I don't know. If you enjoy Stalker 2, good for you. Cope harder. Enjoy your broken, buggy mess. But yeah, it's a terrible game.